The following video is going to be about as political and informational as I could possibly get about something that's ridiculously stupid. Fair warning, I'm probably going to rant. So, I got up this morning and was having a perfectly fine day. I'm like, ooh, 2 days till TRB. Oh, I'm so excited to meet Rap Monster because he's my bias and I love him. And he belongs to me. Just saying. But it's okay. I'll let you guys borrow him. So, I was on Amino, K-pop Amino, and I was looking through my different chats, and I saw a hashtag #RapMon's not racist, and all this stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I found this article, and it says Rapmon's racial offense. So, I read the article. It's not exactly very long, really. It's kind of a short article, and I got the gist of what happened. So basically, what happened was NamJoon was talking to fans or joking around with his members or something. But they were over in America, I'm guessing, and fans or someone heard it. And he basically said that Taehyung and Hoseok, basically V and J-Hope, were dark-skinned. I mean, you have to kind of take into account that in Korea, N is super, super dark. N from VIX is super, super dark. We may not notice it. I mean, we notice. They're like, he's tan. Because I'm way darker than N, than V, than J-Hope. And I'm like, J-Hope is he's not as white as Suga is, but he's kind of white. But then again, my other thing is, NamJoon is darker than J-Hope and V. So you have to take that into account as well. But my thing is, in Korea, as far as I know in Korea, appearance says a lot about a person. Where, like with N from VIX, he, for the longest, and probably still now, his members and other celebrities that call themselves comedians and stuff poke fun at the fact that he's naturally darker than a lot of other idols. He's just a tan person. And that's not a bad thing. They've gone as far as whitewashing his photos, whitewashing him in some videos, putting on tons of makeup to make him seem way lighter, trying to get him to bleach his skin and everything else so that he looks like what a stereotypical idol would look like. Now, this brings up a really good political point that different cultures have different opinions and different things that they consider to be normal or to be beautiful or whatever. And in Korea, you have to be this big, but still have what they call an S line, which I call an I line because it's like this. And as far as I'm concerned, they call it an S line. So they want them to have a bit of a curve, an S. And long, dark, or long, light hair, really big, like, oh, I'm a doll type eyes, and really pink or really red lips, and really, 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 really white skin. But the thing is, all of the coloring is the same for guys and girls. You have to have a certain, like, why do you think they're always like this or like this? Because they want this part to be smaller. So, I don't think I'm ugly. I think I'm pretty. Well, I don't think I'm pretty. I mean, I think I'm pretty normal, but, like, I don't think I'm ugly. I also don't think I'm darker than the midnight sky. But I've also always been telling myself, I'm like, I've had body image issues since I was a kid. No thanks to anybody, but I've had body image issues since I was a kid, and that's my own problem. But I've also always told myself I'm like a dark caramel color, because I am. That's what I look like, and I'm perfectly fine with that. there have been some people that are like, oh, I totally expect you to one day to see you and you have like blonde hair, blue contacts, and your skin's bleached. And I'm like, why? Because I listen to K-pop and so I automatically have to stereotypically look like whatever they find beautiful. No. I'm keeping my curly afro. Yeah, I might buy a couple wigs and like to wear those, and every once in a while have like long hair so I could be like, yes. And like, yeah, I want to get colored contacts, but I don't want to get blue because that look weird on me. I want to get different shades of like brown and gold and black and red and white and like colors like that because I think those look good on me. Well, and then also I want black, red, and white because they're so cool. And like stuff like that. So it's a lot different. My whole rant is it's a lot different to think about what is normal in America and what's beautiful in America, which is all types of skin colors, all types of face shapes and body shapes and blah, 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 and what's acceptable and beautiful and popular in Korea, which is a very, very short, small margin, a small face, a small head, very, very, very big eyes, muscular but still like athletic, but thinly athletic build, and dark hair or light hair depending on the person. But then there's also that small margin of people that don't really care. They're like, okay, you're darker, okay, that's fine. But I think what Ratmon was trying to say is that, well, I don't know what he was trying to say, honestly, because I didn't hear the conversation. All I know is that when I meet him in 2 days, if he says I'm dark, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm darker than the night sky. You know what? I'm still beautiful. And the fuck's given. And another thing is that people shouldn't get butthurt over things that have nothing to do with them. What Rat Monster, Taehyung, Hosuk, Jimin, Jin, Suga, and Jungkook say amongst them is amongst them. They know each other the best. They know each other better than anybody else in this world, other than like their parents, I guess. But they know each other. They're basically like brothers. They probably have the kind of relationship they could say whatever they want to each other and they would just laugh. Unless it's something that they really feel deeply about, then they'd probably know not to bring it up. You know? I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense to me why people are getting all hashtag, like, hashtag NamJoon's not racist, hashtag we love you NamJoon. Like, why? Yeah, NamJoon is, Brat Monster is my bias. I look up to him because he's extremely creative, he doesn't take any shit, and he says what's on his mind without thinking about how everyone else is going to react. He's like, this is what I want to put into the world. This is what I want to tell the world. This is what I want to tell my fans. And he does that. And it makes him happy. And that's great. Suga does the same thing, as far as I know. But it's the same reason why I love BYG and Zello. Because they do their own music. They do what makes them happy. And they do it in a way that spreads the message that they want to send out into the world. And I'm like, I love people like that. That's why I bias DD. That's why I bias BYG and Zello. That's why I bias Suga and Rat Monster. That's why I bias these people that have their own personalities that don't conform to this little tiny itty bitty ball of ridiculousness that everyone tries to put them in. It takes a lot more than that for me to be a bias. That's why I don't really have, like, I have biasless records, but that only happens once in a blue moon. And I'm aware that all of my biases are rappers. It's not because I'm black and I've listened to hip-hop music my entire life. Because Cap was my bias for a while, but then I was like, I don't really like teen top like that. So he kind of fell off my bias list. And I like Eli, but I bias Kevin and UKISS. He ain't rapping. I've seen Kevin try to rap, and it's like a bunny trying to attack a Rottweiler. It's really adorable, but really terrible, and kind of adorable and cute. And like, I don't know if Eric Nam counts as a bias at all, because I just think he's funny and adorable. And Henry Lau, he's a bias. But he's by himself. I don't bias him from Super Junior because I'm like, you're just part of Super Junior. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. And like, even when EXO was still OT12, I biased Tao, Sumen, and Chris. And, I mean, Dio. But I was mainly EXO-M biased. Don't hate me. XOK kind of sucks. Sorry! But my whole point in this is that as international fans, unless you can understand and accept the culture that your Korean idols grew up in and what they consider normal conversation, you have to understand that and accept that, because if you bring your stupidity and drama into them, then they're just going to be like, maybe we shouldn't come back here because we can't be ourselves. We can't say what we want to say to our fans, who are supposed to be the people that support us, that love us no matter what, and that always have our backs. Because this inter-army fighting, this is why I don't call myself an elf anymore, or an XOL, or what was it, an exorcist, or whatever the heck it was before the official fan club name came out. I don't do it anymore because when people started leaving, everyone was like, oh my god. Well, the reason I left, well, I didn't leave, because like, I still support Super Junior. I just don't call myself an elf. But elves have a bad rep because they're kind of insane. Like, yeah, when they go to music shows and stuff, they show a lot of support because there's a lot of them, but they're also kind of crazy to the point where they're like, if Super Junior doesn't win, then we're gonna bomb everybody and everyone else sucks. And it's the same way with a lot of XOLs, because there was an XOL that threatened to bomb a Big Bang concert. Why? Because EXO didn't win on some music show? Like, really? That's what you're concerned about? Like, I love K-pop. I really do. I K-pop so much. Like, trust me. If I had $1 for every K-pop-y thing I did, I'd probably be richer than Siwon or GD. I'm not even kidding. That's the sad part. But at the exact same time, I'm not crazy like that. Like, there are some XOLs and some elves that are super, super sweet and super nice and only focus on things that are positive in the world. They're like, oh, they had such a great comeback this year. Oh, I like their clothes. I like their hair. I'm so proud. Oh, Kyuhyun got a bigger part this time. Oh, Esau got longer, like, more sentences. Oh, their solo album is so great. This, that, and the third. Oh my god. So the Shindong got a longer dance part. Oh, Shindong's in the front. Hey, get it, bruh. And like stuff like that. And I love people like that. And it's the same thing with the XOLs. It's gonna be like, oh my god, Kai's singing. Oh my god. Freaking, I don't know, Chanyeol's rap is so long, like, stuff like that, and they're happy, and they're good people, but then you have the other half of the fandom that's full of crazy insanity that are just, their main purpose in the world is to bash other groups, to make the members feel bad. And that's terrible. That's not what a fandom is for. A fandom is supposed to be a loving family that basically molds itself around the ideals of a group. It could be a K-pop group, it could be a band in America or New Zealand or anywhere else, in Africa, in Switzerland, it could be wherever. And then there's also fandoms for like Supernatural and iZombie and like a bunch of other shows and cartoons and everything else. A fandom is supposed to be a good thing, but fandoms, the word fandom itself, is starting to have negative connotations. And honestly, I don't like it. I really don't. I'm one of the most happy and upbeat people that I know, because I don't like to focus on negative stuff. I acknowledge it. I know it exists in the world. If I see it, I try and stop it and I comment on it. But I say my 2 pieces and I move on. Yeah, when Namjoon should have been, especially if he said it in America, he should have been a little more conscious about who he was around and what he was saying, especially if it was in English. But at the same time, if a fan asked him a question and that's how he answered it, Don't ask questions you don't want to hear the answer to. And also, you have to take into account the cultural perspective of the person that you're asking or talking to. Because, heck, to NamJoon, I could be, like, darker than Mr. Popo. But at the same time, if you ask someone from, like, Africa, they'll be like, I'm so white because I'm fairly light-skinned. They're like, oh, you're so white. And I'm like, what are you looking at? But then you ask someone from Korea, oh, my God, she's darker than charcoal. What are you looking at? Like, it just depends on the cultural perspective. And also, if you love Namjoon and Yoonji and Taehyung and Seokjin and Hoseok and Jimin and Jungkook, why would you want to hurt them? If you claim they're your biased group or biased person, why would you want to do this to them? Why would you want to hurt them or their brother like this? Namjoon's already a self-conscious person. Everyone who biases Namjoon knows that. He's extremely self-conscious, just like Yoonji is. Just like everyone is at our age. Our age being like 17 to 25. Everyone's self-conscious. Everyone has things that they don't like about themselves and things that they're insecure about. So why would you want to bring that up? And I'm sure if Namjoon has said it once, other people have said it a lot more and a lot worse. So just think about that next time you say something about a K-pop idol to their face. And like, oh, you're such a terrible person, or you're a racist, blah, blah, blah. Because, yeah, Namjoon reads English. I'm sure he's been all over Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else, and he's seen the posts, and he's probably, like, contemplating being like, I don't want to do another tour because I can't be myself. I can't say what I want to say. I can't talk to the people who are supposed to be behind me no matter what. So just think about that kind of stuff, guys. Because honestly, I feel bad for Namjoon. I feel bad that he has to go through this, that all these fans that call themselves armies are calling him racist and everything else. Because when you really think about it, it's not racist at all. He just said that they're dark-skinned, which in Korea they probably would be. But then again, that when you think about it, Namjoon is darker than both of them. So that also means that he's dark-skinned. Just a little bit of FYI. 안녕.